We know
Yes,
that
ma'am.
some of the foods that we eat
Yes.
have, this aphrodisiac
Oh,
concept
yes.
to it, right?
Yes.
And so, we want to eat so that it sparks up our sexual libido, right? So what foods
Woo!
would you recommend that would help your girl
Yes.
Kiki in the bedroom?
Yes.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Kiki, and this is a Damn Shame podcast. So listen, tonight, y'all, I have a super exciting guest that is here tonight, Miss LA Dunn. Y'all, let me tell you something. She's like family, my virtual family. We've been supporting one another. She goes
Yes.
live. I'm all in her comments. We live on Damn Shame. She all in our comments. She like, y'all, my cousins. I
That's
said, baby,
right.
we all related in some fashion. So let me just introduce you all to Miss LA Dunn. She is a plant-based advocate, a eat clean expert. She's from New York, the Bronx, baby. Yeah.
BX.
BX, okay? And she is a wife, a mother of one. She's also a blogger. Y'all, this woman stops at nothing. She is a serial entrepreneur and so
Word.
much. I mean, she is on her
Word.
grind, truly, from New York to LA, okay?
Yeah, we trying to get
LA.
it. We trying to get it.
Yes, we getting it. Thank you so much for being on Damn Shame Podcast, LA. I'm telling you, when you agreed to come on, I was like, yes! Yes, because you have everything that we need, really. You really do. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. Before we get into everything, I want to talk about Kiki's concoction, okay?
Yes.
Kiki's concoction got a little bit of this and a little bit of that because our drink recipe book is coming, okay? Listen, tonight's concoction is called Skinny 21 because Kiki and all of this lusciousness is going to be skinny in 2021, okay?
No, we love you like that, Mama. We love you like that. Listen,
my version of skinny is everybody got different versions of skinny, okay?
There you
Whatever
go.
it
There
is,
you go.
but nice and fit and
There
trim.
you go.
Hey,
Yes,
she getting
I'm
ready
here
for
for
y'all.
Yeah.
But listen, before we get into everything tonight, we want to talk about this culture. What's going on in the culture? How about this vaccine, y'all? Who getting it? Because I damn sure ain't, okay? It is going to be a game changer for us here in the United States, especially if they try to make it mandatory. Like, who does that? Who's doing that? This whole vaccination to me feels like it was rushed. Feels like, and I know that, the government does its due diligence to get something out there, but this shit got to be tested out. I mean, I don't want to be quacking like a duck and walking backwards because I done got the shot and shit, man. Ain't nobody going out like that now. That's what we not going to do. Okay? So, LA, tell us, how you feel about it? Are you going to be one of the first to sign up?
First of all, I'm unapologetically Black, so that would be a no. Black people, we don't have the greatest track record when it comes to the healthcare industry, and we joke about it, but it's like a real thing for us, because healthcare relates to like government, which, it's just dicey for us. And we don't want to be guinea pigs. And I understand we need a vaccine, but we got to do a lot of work in our community to educate and inform and to make people feel knowledgeable about the decision to get the vaccine. Because if they go into this without appreciating the cultural indications, implications around it, it's going to be an epic fail. It's going to be an epic fail.
And I know that there are, I've known people who have contracted COVID, and there is some pilot medicine that you can opt to receive. And some people I know maybe 2 or 3 people who have received it and they're doing okay. But what is the lasting effect? It's just listen, for me, the girl needed on the market. She needed tested, retested, and all that, because I'm not gonna be trying to walk backwards and stuff, because I can't walk forward. I mean, I can't get my swag on.
It's true. I mean, you can't get Black people get the flu shot. I mean, people still worried about immunizations. Does it cause autism? Like, it's a whole situation, and not just Black people, but other cultures too. And it's like, there's no progress without, science. Somebody had to get the chicken pox and the measles and the mumps, the polio, but we never expected it to be in our time.
Chicken pox. I had chicken pox as a young girl. When I contracted the chicken pox, right, for whatever it was, chicken pox, whatever, they never told me, oh, bitch, you're going to get shingles later. You know what I mean? Like, where did that
come from? So now you got to get the shingle shot now. Now you got
to come from?
Setup, kid. It's a setup. I know.
It's a setup.
They took the hell out of you. I know. I'm not down. I have friends in the military. They get every vaccine, no matter what. They get every vaccine, and that's like they don't even get to ask. It's just mandatory. But I feel like this: the more people that get online for that vaccine, the less chances are that's going to be around me. So let's just,
y'all all get it.
Yeah, y'all get it. And New York ain't getting, but what they sent, I don't know how many people in New York. 8 million, 10 million. I think they sent like couple of 100,000 vaccines, so it's not gonna be enough.
So the thing is, they're giving it to.
But I'm feeling you. I ain't trying to quack like a Doug Neva. My edges is already on. I'm already having edges issues. I don't need no no other reason.
None, not whatsoever. But they're talking about giving it to our first responders and our elderly first, and it's like, okay, kill them off and then we'll see. I don't know, but the girl is side-eyeing, and y'all know I side-eye everything, but that in particular, I'm gonna side-eye. I'm not gonna be one of the first in line for that. So listen, who do we have in the building tonight watching Damn Shame podcast? What's up with our Damn Shame? Did y'all miss me? Your girl is back.
We got nightlife. We got a couple people coming in, chiming in, happy to be on, saying glad you back. We missed you last week.
Got KAA. What's up, girl? What's up, KH402? How y'all doing?
Yes, y'all stay in them comments. Great. Stay in them comments. Listen, tonight I need y'all to really be in those comments, because we got giveaways, okay? And producer lady's gonna tell y'all more about that. But we got some shit that we're gonna give away, some good stuff from LA's line Black Girls Eat, okay? And for the men that are in the comments as well, shoot, you got a mama, you got a sister, you got a cousin, your boo, your wife. Hey, send me shit to Kiki, okay?
All right. I love it.
Oh my goodness,
I love it.
y'all.
I love it. So what's on your mind?
Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Stop what you're doing. Hit that subscribe button right now. Tell a friend. We're here Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. So our main event tonight. Listen, I asked LA to come on the show, right? Because we're already in December. I mean, hell, we probably got another 30 days, a little under 30 days left in 2020. And 2020 has been a hell of a year. All of us have packed on our COVID-19 pounds, and we're trying to shave the shit off, okay? I know I am. Man, I done ate everything and everything, okay? So in 2021, we are looking to get a fresh start. And that means mind, body, and soul, seriously. And so Damn Shame Podcast is committed to helping everybody get to their goal. I mean, this is a lifestyle show for everyday people, and we're engaging, we're having uncensored adult conversations with you all, but we want you to know that we care, because hell, the same shit y'all going through is the same shit I struggle with, okay? So LA, you here, and I'm gonna say, as a plant-based advocate, right? can you spend some time explaining to the damn shamers who you are and what you're all about as a plant-based advocate?
Yeah, of course. First of all, I think it's a damn shame that I haven't met you before because I love talking to you.
Girl, let me tell you, we had been knowing each other for years, okay? But that's the vibe.
I love talking to you. Yeah, I love talking to you. So really, first of all, I'm a plant-based advocate, which means I'm out here in these streets trying to get more Black people to put more plants on their plate, right? So I'm from the South Bronx. My husband's family's from the Caribbean. We all have plants, but I can't say we plant-based. And I'll just say quickly, that came from me just getting sick. Like, it's amazing, right? Your body talks to you all the time, but we don't be listening, especially as Black women. We rock with pain. Everything hurt. We still got to get the kids to school. We got to run around to the job. We like the last person to make a doctor's appointment for ourselves. We always putting ourselves on the back burner. And so that was what was happening to me. I was running around. And then finally, I just couldn't get up. Like in the mornings, everything hurt. Hands, ankle, my back, all that. And I was like, okay, first of all, I'm getting older. I mean, I know I'm not Beyonce, but I'm just saying, like, I don't got to feel like a 200-year-old woman. And so I went to the doctor. The first couple of doctors I went to, they didn't tell me nothing. They was like, take some Tylenol at night or, it was real, like, not investigative. And, I didn't appreciate that at all. So I finally found a Black rheumatologist. And the rheumatologist is somebody that looks at what's happening with your body, autoimmune diseases, lupus. And the only reason why I went to her is because I saw Queen Latifah on television with her mom talking about rheumatoid arthritis. And those commercials, they make everybody feel like you got it. Do your leg hurt? Do your arm hurt? Are you blinking? You be on TV like, I've been blinking for 2 weeks. I got something.
I'm like, oh shit, that's me. That's a damn shame.
That's a damn shame. Exactly. So I went in there, took thousands of dollars worth of tests. And even on the day she called me to say, I'm going to give you your results, I didn't want to hear it. I was like, wait a minute. I took a lot of tests. And she was like, listen, you have nothing to be worried about. You don't have lupus, you don't have cancer, you don't have anything, but you have a lot of inflammation in your body, and inflammation causes pain. And I remember my grandmother always rubbing her hands. Have you ever seen your nana and them? Sometimes they always rubbing their hands, rubbing their knees when it get rain outside. People got, she was like, you have inflammation in your body. And I was like, what causes inflammation? Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, meat, dairy, alcohol, coffee, all the things that I love. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, I never seen a cheeseburger I didn't like. I was a cheeseburger, glass of red wine girl. Like,
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? All right, I'm going to take all that out of my diet for like 10 days. And I did, and I started feeling better. And then I started Googling and researching, and I saw it's a whole thing, plant-based nutrition and whole foods. I didn't know what that was. We didn't talk like that in the Bronx. They didn't have that in the bodegas. My mind of whole foods and healthy living, for some reason, always pointed me to California, And so basically, I started taking classes and found out, like, okay, I'm not eating enough vegetables. The fact that there's 1,097 vegetables available to us, and I probably was eating, say, 3, 4, 5. And so I didn't understand. I walked on the supermarket aisle, was walking through the same aisles every week. We was eating the same stuff every week: spaghetti and meatballs, Taco Tuesday, meatloaf with mashed potatoes. I was eating the same old stuff. And so I just started buying new stuff and trying new things, understanding that, like, like, I'm not here to waste any money, especially the way I grew up and the way our families grew up. We don't have time for all of that experimenting. But I was carefully experimenting. And then I just joked with my friends. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a company called Black Girls Eat, because I can't be the only Black girl out here who wants to eat better and doesn't know where to begin. And one of the real motivations to keep it funky with you was everybody in the food space either was highbrow, clinical, scientific, or real Marcus Garvey, Africa. And I just was like, okay, I'm unapologetically Black, but I'm not either one. My approach, my whole vibe, I'm just your home girl. I want to shop with you. I want to cook with you. I'm like, girl, did you try that? Because that shit was expensive. Whatever. I want to be that. And after talking to a bunch of people, I found like there was room on the planet for my voice. And that was the beginning of everything. That was the beginning of everything.
I'm talking about.
I was like, I'm going to talk to Black people. And even when people said to me, why you call it Black Girls Eat? can't other people benefit from it? And I was like, you know what? I grew up reading Essence magazine, Jet magazine, Ebony magazine. So I think Black girls eat, I'm gonna be all right talking to Black people. Now, if you're not Black and you like the recipes, you want to wear the hoodie, you represent the movement, that's cool. But I'm specifically talking to my people, right, who are dying from diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure at incredible rates. And my thing is like, if you feel okay, your body's feeling good, then good for you. But I'm meeting a lot of people who don't feel good and they not getting answers. And so I'm saying, well, why don't we be our own detectives? Let's look at this food they selling us. Right? And me and you joked about it the other day. We're like, how many ingredients in McDonald's French fries?
Yo, when you said that, let me just frame this for the damn shamers. We had a side conversation and she was like, Kiki, what do you think? How many ingredients do you think are in McDonald's French fries? I said, bitch, first of all, I just left there, okay? You know, you start with, first of all, I just left there, okay?
That's our new podcast, first of all.
And then I'm like, bitch, I got the potato. I got a little salt, because I tell them lightly salted, because girl got hypertension, okay? And then I tell them, I want them nice and hot in that grease, okay? And so she was like, she said, nah, baby.
Yeah, they got
like 8.
Yeah, they got about 18 or so ingredients in the McDonald's French fries. And I was reading that, you know, I'm thinking it's supposed to be potatoes, oil, and a little salt. And I was reading that they have a solution that they dip the fries in so that the fries look the same in Maryland as they do in Japan. If you think about it, right? When you go there, you want the same experience. Or they also have some kind of solution that they dip the fries in that won't make the French fries splash in the oil when you drop them in. Because, you know, we frying stuff at home, everything pop up. Now, people might say, but why is that important? I'm just saying, if you don't feel well, your edges is falling out, your back hurt, I don't know. Let's take a look at other things that's right. Your knees hurt. If you don't feel well, like, why don't we start taking a look at these foods? Because there could be things in these different products that's bothering us that's just not on a label. There's nothing on, you know, some of these labels, and what's stamped okay could be okay, but maybe not okay for you. And so my job, what's your job? No, I was going to say, my job is to say, let's pay attention to these labels.
That's it.
And think about how you feel. Never mind how everybody else feels. You ever go to somewhere, eat dinner, and everybody's okay? You the only one that don't feel well?
Yeah. All the time. She's smiling, but good God, the knees is aching and throbbing. I'm like, how long are we gonna be?
We too cute for that. We too cute for that, boo. We too cute for that. We ain't got time.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, you know, no disrespect to our fast food industry, but here's the deal. Watching our labels and knowing what we put in our bodies is super serious, super key.
True.
The threshold of fucked upism that they allow, it's just it's not cool. And that's why people like LA tell us to cook at home. Cook at home, meal prep. So listen, here's a question for you. This whole eating clean concept, can you go more into that? Because, you know, they say, okay, you need to eat clean. All right, bitch, I done bought a juicer. I done bought all the fucking vegetables and all that. Now I done did it and then froze the shit, because if you don't drink it, in 2 days, the shit go brown and black because ain't no preservatives in it. And I appreciate that.
True.
But listen, a bitch can't drink that fast.
Okay, listen, I know. Listen, I'm feeling you. I used to waste so much on fresh stuff. But, you know, one of the things, and you should know about me, is I'm a student of the game, right? And so there are people out here that chefs and they're nutritionists and they got the blah, blah, blah degrees. I don't have none of that. But what I do have is experience with grocery shopping. And so this is what I know about eating clean. So you want to try to stay away from stuff that's been overly manipulated and processed, right? If you just look at the stuff in your pantry, if you got a pantry, I grew up, all my stuff was on top of the refrigerator. So it depends on where you live. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Rest of them, I know you better take your ass to the corner, carry out. Okay.
So you think about the stuff that's in there that it got an expiration date of 2 years from now. It's like, well, what in the hell did they have to put in there to make it last for 2 years? the preservatives, right? So you got a mashed potatoes that if you just add hot water, it become mashed potatoes. That's the astronaut food, where you could just take 2 real potatoes and boil them, motherfuckers, and put some, some butter, salt, and pepper, and you are right? And so it's that stuff. The Velveeta cheese, that we all grew up on in the silver package, and you squeeze it out, that processed stuff. First of all, it have a lot of sodium. And so when I first got sick, that's really what I started looking at. I was like, all right, I'm not a Susie homemaker. I'm a New Yorker who eats in every 5-star restaurant she could find.
Yeah.
I'm that girl. Yeah. When I was dating and the men used to say, "Oh, girl, what you make?" I'd be like, "Motherfucker, I make reservations," right? I was that girl, right? So, but now that I'm trying to chase down like what's hurting my body, I'm starting to make a lot of stuff from scratch. Now I got to tell you, I've come a long way in terms of like I will make some fresh mashed potatoes. Yes, I will boil a couple of potatoes and put that together. I'm not churning my own butter. Like we ain't Little House on the Prairie over here. Like it's not going down. Like people tell me all the time, you should make your own cheese. I'm like, you should go somewhere because
ain't nobody got time for that. Listen.
Yes, but eating clean is like like have a real yam, have a real potato, have a real vegetable. If you want to make a sauce, that's something that was big for me. I love Alfredo sauce, right? Mm-hmm. And when I went to the supermarket, the Alfredo sauce in the jar had like 12, 13 ingredients. But at home, it had like 4. It was like milk, butter, cheese, salt, and pepper, and that's what I mean when I'm thinking about eating clean. It's like staying away from stuff that's overly processed and chemicalized and just try to keep it simple. So I would love to say, just keep it simple. If you like your regular meals, whatever you having, pick one thing on that plate that you could have made. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that we buy. Like when COVID happened, let me tell you, girlfriend, I went to the Walmart. They don't have Walmarts here. You got in New York City in the 5 boroughs. You got to go out. Mm-hmm. We went to the Walmart and the whole aisle of raviolis was empty. Every piece of lean cuisine, smart one was gone. But you know what they had? Tons of vegetables, tons of produce. It was unbelievable. Even things like the chips, right? So like all the Tostitos chips, the tortilla chips that you use for nachos, those was all gone. But the natural corn tortillas was sitting right there. Like you could make your own chips. You just cut them in a triangle and throw them in the oil. And so when you say eating clean, and I say, eating clean, also eating simple. Just take a couple of things. Like Kiki, what you had for dinner yesterday? What was on your plate yesterday? What you had? Carry out.
What the fuck did I have? I don't even remember where.
What you had today? I know.
Today I did go to Outback and I got some salmon and some what did I have? Rice and the mixed vegetables, and then the salmon has some sort of like Alfredo shrimp mushroom kind of thing on it. And I said, this is a really cool, cute meal that I could definitely do at home because I have salmon. I pretty much live a pescatarian lifestyle.
Yes.
I try to limit. Let me tell you this: chicken. Now the girls is here.
That was a hard one. That was hard.
Chicken. This lady that I work with, she told me, I have asthma and allergy and a lot of sinus issues. So if you hear me sound a little differently. She said, you need to cut out the chicken. It has way too much mucus in it. And that's causing the extra mucus here. But
I'm so glad you said that.
We wanted some fried chicken. The girl likes that wing.
Listen, I know. Let me tell you something. My husband's a freaking chickenologist. I know. And it's funny. My daughter has the same thing. She has asthma with the mucus. And so, looking at chicken, dairy, it's funny. People say I'm not eating meat, but then they put all the cheese on everything, and cheese is just liquid meat. It's like, come on. And so I just feel like this. If you feel like you did a brilliant thing, you like, I know what I'm suffering from, and now I've identified some stuff. And you're gonna always have a little something, but you're not gonna like take as much because now you realize like you feel differently. That's all I want people to do. It's like if you feel funky, change it. You don't need a pill. You don't need nothing. These supplements too, that's another industry. That's a whole industry. When you go to the doctor and you don't feel well, the first thing they want to do is write down the prescription for the pill. And even
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
classes that I took, the doctors were saying, the cardiologists were saying, nutrition was like 5% of their lessons. The
Yeah.
other 95%
Yeah.
was about these pills. And I'm
Yeah.
just saying, one, economically, that shit is mad expensive. Black people paying for medicine. The healthcare industry is not kind to us out the gate, as we said earlier, with this COVID shit. But how you gonna pay for these pills? Then you got people
That's
out
it.
here not feeling well, trying to fulfill their blood pressure medicine or, you know, their heart medicine and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, can we just take a look at our nutrition first before you
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
pumping pills into me? And
Let
that's
me tell
really,
you something.
that's what it's about.
So it clicked in my mind what I ate last night. It was, I had some shrimp and, you know, I peeled them and I sauteed them in, of course, butter and garlic. But I did throw some broccoli in it because I said, bitch,
All right,
the
well,
bitch got to get ready mentally, mind, body, and soul for
it's
LA,
true.
okay?
It's true.
So
It's true.
let's start today. I
Listen.
went to the gym today. I was doing the elliptical, working it out. You know, I'm trying to get right. I need to lose about 20 pounds before my birthday in January, okay? And I'm going to make that happen. So Dame Seamus, hold me accountable. But
Yes.
you are talking some good stuff because I mean, in a spirit of transparency, because I like to live authentically and let the Dame Seamus know, I went to the doctor because I had this fluttering in my heart. And I'm going to tell you about Marylanders. We love eating crabs, but crabs has so many seasonings and all that sodium. So I said, well, let me just test it out. I'm gonna eat crabs one more time with producer lady and with nightlife and see if the girl little chest be fluttering. Because I said, oh shit. But I was damn near not even trying to go to sleep. Because I said, I'm not waking up dead, okay? I'm just not going to do that.
I'm just going to stay awake all night.
I'm going to stay awake. So I ate the crabs. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had that little fluttering. And so I went to the doctors and she was saying, it's your sodium. You've got to cut it out. You've got to monitor it. You've got to start reading the labels.
Oh,
so I said, this is, you know, I have a black doctor. And, you know, I said, listen, I ain't taking no flu shot. I said, did you take it? Because of COVID. But when she told me about the sodium intake, and she said, here's where you need to be, and I forgot the little thing, I have it written, because I'm like, you know what, I need to make sure that, you know, I said, well, listen, I go to the Chick-fil-A, and she said, no, that's sodium. It's still sodium.
It's sodium.
And I
all
said,
of that.
my God.
All of that.
You know,
all of that.
And
terrible.
We have to be more conscious because a bitch, I play by my brain and my heart. Okay?
And my heart. And we too cute for that. Exactly. And I feel like, you know, I took myself on a little 10-day, 20-day, 30-day, because I can't be, first of all, it's overwhelming. People kill me with this bullshit. I'm going to be 6 months clean. I can't be 6 hours anything, right? And so I need stuff broken down into small, manageable. So I could manage 10 days. When I got to 10 days, I was like, all right, I could do 20. I think that's a part of it too. I don't know if it's always black women, but we intense. You know, that's why we got all the bachelors and the master's degrees. Like, we just intense. We done pledge sororities. We intense. And so when it comes to this food thing, we so intense. And I'm saying, let's lighten up. Let's do one day at a time. Right? Tomorrow, I'm going to have one meal that doesn't have any meat in it. I don't care if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Just pick one meal. And then the next day, maybe you do that for a week. You know, we got to find ways and support each other as women and say, listen, you going too hard, bitch. Now calm down. Like, just take it slow. The sodium thing is really serious because the fast food is filled with sodium. Everything that you buy, I told my mother this, everything you buy where you can pour hot water and it becomes something, that's a sodium. That's sodium for your ass. How are you going to take a bag of something that's frozen and pour hot water on it and all of a sudden it's broccoli, chicken, vegetables, rice? It's like, it's magic food, right? And we really got to watch the sodium. And I tell you, we got to watch that sugar. We got to watch that sugar, man. All the sweet tea. And let me get a large sweet tea. And let me get a Sonic.
I said, when I go, I get the diet half and half. That's the diet Arnold Palmer. Unsweet tea, diet lemonade. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the girl's thing.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
impress Kiki? Get
That's
on
right.
diet. Well, no, don't give me none now. But she said the caffeine in the tea. So I
Yeah.
asked them people at the fast food, I'm like, y'all got decaf? They
And
like,
now
no,
you need
ma'am.
decaf. No,
No,
ma'am. No, and
ma'am.
it's
No,
tough.
we don't.
And it's so funny. And depending on where you live too. It's just like I said, we got to be our own detectives because nobody's looking out for us. Nobody. That's
Yeah.
why we got to support each other. And, I was saying, like, I live in a supportive home. I don't have to make one meal for my daughter and one meal for my husband. Like, everybody's pretty much rocking. But I've worked with women who don't live in supportive homes, who the pressure is on. Her husband want them fried pork chops, and the kids want them chicken nuggets, and all that kind of stuff. And so I always say to women, stop trying to bring everybody with you. You got to do like the airplane. You got to put the mask on yourself first and then help everybody else.
That's it.
Right?
That's
and,
it.
and be selfish. So if you got to fry pork chops, but you still making some broccoli on the side, some candy yams, whatever you're trying to do, then eat all the sides. And leave his fried pork chops and his ham and his ham hocks and his all that other nonsense over there until you could like slowly influence. And people say, why you focus on Black women and families? Because I feel like even if you have a husband, Black women still call the shots. Like we'll let you know what's in the damn fridge. And we will let you know what's in the pantry or what's on top of the refrigerator. And I feel
happy
like
wife, happy life.
And
exactly. The woman runs their home.
We the boss, whether you're a single mom, whether you living with your parents, we make the decisions. And so I feel like reading labels is something that's really, really, really important. My daughter has a nut allergy, and I gave her some Pepperidge Farm strawberry cookies. But on the back of the cookie, it sure enough said in the ingredients made with pecans.
Wow.
Now, why would we know that strawberry cookies have pecans in them? And so, we're not feeling well, like you said, asthma, allergies, hypertension. Let's just slow down and read those labels and support one another. When I first started changing my diet, I would go to see family members and people would say things like, well, can she have that? Can she have that? It drives you crazy. So I say sometimes you just gotta keep it to yourself. I'm doing a little something just for me, because the peer pressure and the criticisms could get you to feel insecure about the decisions that you're making.
Absolutely. So listen, producer lady, nightlife.
Yes.
What is the damn Seamus talking about in them
What they
comments?
talking about? Yes.
Hit that subscribe button, y'all.
I know.
Okay, so we got the Coochie Couch saying, hey, y'all. We got what's up to Leslie Seagar. And we have
Les in the building.
Yeah. Ralph Jones sending you a shout out to LA.
Now. Oh yeah, that's my brother. He just got married.
Everybody is agreeing, talking about the Chick-fil-A has the sodium, what you call the magic food. So everybody is on one accord, and I think this is pretty good, because I think we can make a change.
That's right, a change for 2021. But listen, LA, let me just ask you this. All of us, we talk about these physical ailments that we have, right? And we have these physical ailments because of the food that we're intaking, right? But can you make, or have you heard of any analysis about the mental impact, the mental health impact? Because I know, all right, Kiki, she loves Oreos. Like, I like the black Oreos. And I know my other people, they like the gold ones. I like the dark ones, okay? I like my cookies, like I like my meat, like I like my man, duck, okay?
I love it.
And
I love it. Yes.
Eat these things, of course I feel like, damn, why did I do that? Like, I did go to the gym today. I did work out for 30 minutes, in my bedroom watching the tape. And from a mental health standpoint, but even the foods that we take in, okay, that's one side of the mental health. I know I overindulge, but can some of the foods that we eat trigger mental health issues and that plague us in the Black community?
Absolutely. I think you'll find all kind of research that shows the connection between eating comfort foods. You have that stressful day at the office and all of a sudden you home making baked macaroni and cheese and all kind of stuff so you can feel better. I think that, it's interesting because in the food space, I did a program called Noom. And I have done Weight Watchers, and I'm not focused, and I will say this again for anybody listening, Black Girls Eat is not focused on weight loss, but I have participated in weight loss programs. And like, I've done Weight Watchers and, count your little points and do whatever. But this program, Noom, that I did was the first one that actually talked about your mind and what is triggering you, right? So when you go past, if your family orders pepperoni pizza and it's on the table in the living room and you happen to walk from the kitchen past the living room, does that trigger you to want to grab a slice of pizza? If you standing in the office break room in the cafeteria area and somebody left some extra bagels on the table, are you triggered to grab a bagel? And I had never had those kind of conversations before. Behavior modification absolutely is part of many, many people's success at maintaining and eating healthier, because there are triggers, and one Oreo lead to 12 Oreos. You be like, oh, damn it to hell, I done ate the Oreo. You throw the whole thing out, and then you feel guilty about it, right? Instead of saying, you know what, I had a good week, I'm gonna treat myself to 3 Oreos, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Like, we have to like reward ourselves. And I think when people get into the food space, it's always punishment driven. It feels so heavy and so dark. That's why Miss Avocado on my shirt is green with a pink flower on her hair. I'm like, lighten up already. Stop torturing yourselves. Yeah. So, that treadmill that we get on, you went to the gym, you had a salad for lunch, and then by, come home at nighttime and you done made the turkey and cheese with the melted whatever, with a side or whatever, and you feel guilty, and you just a treadmill, and we don't need that. And so I definitely think that people are interested in changing their behavior should certainly look into different programs that do that to help you say, okay, I had a bad day, and you know what? I'm gonna go jump rope. I had a bad day. I'm gonna go watch a funny movie. Right now, I had a bad day. I'm gonna just sit here and eat this whole rack of ribs because that's how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? And it's true. I definitely feel that, and I see it in your face. You're like, what's going on? Yeah, and I'm sure people in the chat are thinking about the days where we just really overdo it. We got to reward ourselves, build it in every week,
and not stay stuck. Don't stay stuck. And that's what I'm hearing you say. It's a damn shame that we would stay stuck and allow, that one bad decision to say, oh, well, fuck it, I'm just going, I ain't ever going to do right. Absolutely. And this is beyond just eating. This is in life as a whole. We make one bad decision. No, we recover. We know what we're supposed to do, and we need to recover and change that. If you don't, that's a damn shame, and we ain't living like that.
Shame. It's true. We ain't living like that. We ain't living like that. But it's funny, Kiki, a lot. Oh, go ahead.
LA, what would you say is the greatest roadblock that people have in trying to get out there and say, you know what, today is the day, I'm tired, no more of this? What would be that roadblock, a common roadblock that would probably say, well, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll start on a Monday, or, let me detox first. And, no!
Yeah, it's a couple of roadblocks. Well, one, the personal roadblock, I feel like what I hear from clients is people are just too busy. People are just tired. And they feel like making healthier food choices is exhausting. Which I'm here to say it's not exhausting. Call me when you're about to cook dinner. Let's go on FaceTime together in the kitchen. But I do hear, particularly Black people, just tired. They got kids, they got their mama in them, they got a crazy job, they got a crazy schedule. I ain't got time to meal prep. That's one of the reasons why meal prep companies can be effective if you can afford it to, give you a couple of meals that's already made and you can have it in the fridge when you come home. And I just think, just for our people, one of the biggest barriers is access. Depending on where you live, what's in that supermarket, that is something that many people, I met with this chef, Kimberly Renee, who has been helping people of color get access to free plant-based meals. I have another colleague who is remixing bodegas and local grocery stores so that the Arizona iced tea and the onion rings ain't the first thing you see. So I definitely think that access is a big deal, especially for Black people. Now, if you got a little coin, you got a little job, you a little something, you got a little disposable income, most of the time the barrier is just what we think in our minds it means to make this change. And so you and I can help tell people, girl, bye. it's 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
It's 4 meals a month, right? It's, you know, we can help them simplify it so that they're just not so overwhelmed. But it's not their fault. The marketing of weight loss and healthy eating could just be overwhelming, and it make you feel like if I don't have all the right pieces, then I can't do it. And I agree with what you said. It's also in life. There are people who not finishing school because they feel like they ain't got all the pieces. It's people that's not walking down the aisle getting married because of whatever. So it's connected to all of that. And sometimes I get in conversations with people, but I'm like, are we still talking about food? Wait, hold on. Because
I be drifting into some other shit. Wait a minute, damn. Let me get to my diary, write some shit down.
I'm like, that's why y'all are being dead. I'm over here, you know. So I think some of the barriers is just access and mindset, which is why the class I created is an introduction to plant-based mindset. Yeah, it's mindset. So unpacking all the myths and get out of here. There's a lot that you can do to empower yourself and take it one day at a time. The other thing I have on my website is a free download, 15 mistakes to avoid when you're trying to go plant-based. 15 mistakes to avoid. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you'd be surprised what's on that list. So if you actually go to the Black Girls Eat website at blackgirlseat.com, you can download your free copy, of 15 mistakes to avoid, and you can sign up for the 5-day class and, you know, go from plant curious to plant focused. Right?
I love it. From plant curious to plant focused. I'm gonna take the class.
I like that.
I'm gonna take that. I like that.
I like that too.
Okay, so
I want to get some of these comments because they are blowing up.
Okay.
Chat room, okay, and then I want to mention something about the giveaways. We said we would give in the beginning. We said we had some giveaways, and so I want to give our damn shamers a chance to win something. But first, I just got to give a shout out to Nicole Jackson. LA Dunn is speaking the truth about food and inflammation. I'm a Black family doctor, and you're right. The nutrition is the foundation to good health, and it's not talked about enough in our community. So shout out to Nicole Jackson, Leslie Segar. Healthy food choices is better than prescription medicine. Stay ahead of the hospital. Stay ahead of the hospital at all costs. This knowledge saves lives, and I just. It's on and on and on in the chat room. Everybody is saying, you know, we got to stop feeling guilty. You know, somebody mentioned they just had Chick-fil-A today. Somebody just mentioned that they had loaded nachos today. They feeling bad.
Please don't feel bad.
I love it. Don't feel bad.
Please don't feel bad.
Tomorrow's a new day.
My mom made me a sweet potato pie, okay? She said, I just had this sweet potato pie mix, you know, and you want me to whip you up a pie? Well, lady, you know damn well I ain't gonna say no, okay? That would be
but I love sweet potato pie. I love sweet potato pie, you know, and I just tried it. Well, I just made sweet potato pie with no eggs recently. So it's straight coconut milk for all the people that's trying to do something. And that's what I'm talking about. Just pick one thing that you want to remix, you know, remix your plate. But I love sweet potato pie. I'd make them now with less sugar. You know, I think the original recipe for the people from down home, I think sweet potato pie require like 1.5 cups of somebody's sugar. I use less sugar. But you know, you can still take the things that you love. Like I always joke about quinoa. You know, when people say, you know, what can I eat that has a lot of protein? First of all, we eat way too much protein. You know, we don't need as much protein as people think. But quinoa and chickpeas, those things have a lot of natural protein. So, you know, you could sneak that into. I snuck the quinoa right into that baked macaroni and cheese, and nobody knew nothing.
Shut up.
Exactly. And so there's all kind of cool ways to like get your protein in. I used to buy hummus. I love hummus, and I just recently found out you could make it with 1 can of chickpeas and a little lemon juice and stuff. You know, I couldn't believe it. And so I was paying $6 for some damn hummus, and the can of chickpeas was 89 cents. So I said, oh man. I love all that. I love to make guacamole. I love to make salsa. All the things that come in jars, I've been trying to teach myself how to make because I'm like, that's the stuff that got all them chemicals that, you know, why the salsa lasts for 3 years. I'm just saying. What you know lasts for 3 years? Except, you know, maybe, I don't know, when do Hennessy expire? I don't know, but I know that salsa.
So I'm gonna take a second and ask our damn shamers if they have a question for you. I mean, we got a ton of questions. I'm sitting on like 5 of them off my head, LA, that I want to ask you. But I want to give the damn shamers a chance to, put their questions out there. So I'm gonna put it like this: the first damn shamer that puts a question in the chat box here on YouTube will get one of our giveaways. So what's the first question we have in the chat box? If
the giveaway right here.
I'm gonna ask my question and I'm gonna get the giveaway. Show them what they're gonna get in LA.
My little Black Girls Eat apron on. Yes,
these is not apron for me.
Yeah,
these are not in the shop either, so you gotta get it this way. You can't get them on online. You gotta get them. I had these custom made when I first launched the company, and this is Ms. Avocado. And we are working on some children's books. And Miss Avocado goes to the farmers market. So we can go to the young people. Yes.
That's why you my cousin. That's you my cousin. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, build that brain. It is the apron for me.
Yes.
It is Miss Avocado for me. I love it.
She's a cutie.
So I'm getting a lot of comments, but I'm looking for that first question, damn shame.
We need that question, damn shame.
What's the question that we have for LA?
While you wait for that question,
while I'm waiting for the question, I have one.
Okay, go along.
Kiki, go ahead.
So no, for this lady, I'm gonna give you yours because Kiki about to switch this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm trying to figure out. I'm going back to small wins, like small changes that I can make. Not the drastic ones that I still probably need to make, but the small ones. And I'm always thinking that, like, for example, white sugar, right? If I change my white sugar to
there you go.
the cane sugar, would you count that as a win?
I count that as a win. I think if you change the white sugar to cane sugar, I think that if you stop eating iceberg lettuce and lean towards kale and spinach, the dark leafy greens. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something I learned in my class. They said that when you chew leafy greens, it releases in your stomach, it releases nitric oxide, and nitric oxide helps loosen up your blood vessels. And so people who suffer from high blood pressure should spend a lot of time chewing leafy green vegetables. And it's so funny to me because I said, people keep saying, I'm doing smoothies. And like, you cannot drink all your nutrition. We actually have teeth. We have teeth for a reason. We need to chew. And so, yes, a small win is changing your sugar. A small win is changing into dark leafy greens, not boiled down, cooked down with oil and all this other stuff, but actually the fresh greens. That's a small win. And when you look at your plate, don't nobody need to tell you. You know daggone well what's on your plate, right? You don't need the mashed potatoes with the gravy and the yams and the mac and cheese and the whatever, So definitely small wins. Also drinking water. We just don't drink enough water. And that is, I'm always challenged when I meet people with kids who say, my kids don't like water. It's like, but you have to, we got to drink more water. We got to do a better job. I also think small wins, like I don't eat bread, but I'll do tortillas, right? Make the tortilla wraps, right? I used to eat always, right? I grew up, everything had 2 pieces of white bread on the side, like it don't matter what you was eating. You had some fried fish with 2 pieces of white bread. You had some meatloaf, 2 pieces of white bread,
Fried chicken,
2 pieces of white bread, So I'll do the tortilla wraps, that brown rice instead of white rice. I just recently bought black rice and pink rice. Never had them in my life. I saw them in the store. I figured let's have some black rice that have more nutrients in it. So making a change from white rice to brown rice or black rice is definitely a win. Drinking more water. Every time you think you're gonna reach for that orange juice, that cranberry juice, the juices, they just turn to sugar anyway, right? And so yes, producer lady, you should celebrate because your mind is already going to a plant focused mindset. I heard you the other day. You on your way.
And it's funny, like I went and bought a loaf of bread from like an organic store, right? And granted, it didn't last long. You know what I mean? That loaf didn't last long, but it had like 5 ingredients in it, as opposed to a loaf of bread you get from the regular grocery store that has like 12 to 15.
Bleached.
And it lasts.
Well, I was gonna say that I read in this book, the first book that really changed my life was a book called Wild Diet. This guy, Abel James, I think is his name. he wrote that the way they grow wheat in this country, that they grow it, but they don't let it grow to its full potential. They cut it because it needs to fit in a truck.
Yeah.
That is the rationale. So then he said they take all the nutrients out the flour. They take it all out, and then they put the fake vitamins in. When you see the words enriched with, right? Enrichment vitamin K, that word enrich means is synthetic vitamins. And I'm saying, well, my body knows what to do with natural vitamin B. Does it know what to do with synthetic vitamin B? You never know.
There's a threshold of fucked upism.
And
that's a damn shame.
Somebody got a thyroid problem. It's like, well, is it the enriched vitamins? And then he said, then they put that same flour in bags and sell it to Pillsbury, Pepperidge Farms, everybody else. Everybody using the same flour to make these products. And so buying organic flour, which is grown fully with all the nutrients, is like, yeah, the big bag is $12 of the fake flour and the small organic bag is $5.99, right? So it's like, you got to really think about it. Can you afford it?
We got our first question in the
oh yeah.
Nicole Jackson gets the giveaway.
I'm
sorry, we have two. Eve Tate and Nicole Jackson. They're the first to step up and chime in. So Eve Tate says, what can I eat that's healthy? And I'll give you a second to answer that one. And Nicole Jackson saying, what resources would you recommend for Black women to read about clean eating on their own?
Yeah, so let me answer the last one first.
Thank you, damn Seamus.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I would go to the Center for Nutrition Studies. They have a wonderful website that could just walk you through the beginnings of everything. There's also a site that I love called Environmental Working Group. They do something called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. And that is their annual list of fruits and vegetables that must be eaten organically and some that you don't have to worry about, which was a big help to me in the supermarket. Because when I first started going to the supermarket, I was panicking, like, does everything need to be organic? And even having that conversation, like, what does something organic mean? So just because they grew something organically doesn't mean it didn't have pesticides. It just means it has a different threshold, as Kiki said, right? Yeah. They might be using less They might be using less pesticides. They may be using more natural-based pesticides, but you can't grow nothing without a pesticide. And y'all know that. Anybody that's been around anything that grows. But this Clean 15 and this Dirty Dozen is really powerful. I'll give you an example. Strawberries is always the number one in the Dirty Dozen list. Strawberries have like 20-something pesticides on them. And that is just ridiculous for your body. But if you look at something like an avocado, you know how hard it is on the outside. Chances are things can't penetrate it, right? So you might not need to go for the organic avocado. You may not. But so take a look at the Environmental Working Group as a resource, and definitely look at the Center for Nutrition Studies as a resource. And then, of course, I could send you later. There's tons of people on Instagram who eat healthy and eat clean. You got to find, it's the funny thing about followers, right? Like I tell people all the time, don't follow me if you feel good and you happy. Follow me if you got some damn questions, because that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in terms of what can you eat that's healthy, everything that you're eating now, one of the nice tricks that I did for myself is for 5 days, I kept a food journal of what I was eating. Right. So I would encourage you to do the same thing and then look at it and be honest with yourself and be like, okay, what on this page was the loaded fries? Come on, with the gravy and the bacon on top. Did I really need that? I told you I went to the Texas Roadhouse and almost wanted to kill myself because everything in there was nuts, right? So, a lot of people struggle with breakfast. I don't like oatmeal. I don't like yogurt. What I say is get rid of those Western notions of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just think about a meal. If you want to wake up and have grilled shrimp and sliced tomatoes for your first meal, then knock yourself out. You don't have to eat breakfast foods. Like you don't have to be, and if you feel like you want to end your night with an omelet with some cheese, and it's not because you came from the club and that's what they had at the Waffle House, but you really wanted an omelet and some cheese, then you should do that. So I would encourage you to forget about those Western labels, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and find things that make you happy. You want to have some salmon first thing in the morning with some asparagus. You want to have some brown rice and some, diced tomatoes and some spicy, spicy shrimp or spicy crab legs. And I feel you with the crab legs, because all of that Old Bay seasoning, all that stuff is sodium crazy. But you just remix your stuff, whatever are your favorites.
Remix it. I love it. I love that
remix your
concept.
plate. Yeah.
What was the
Remix your
second
plate.
question, producer lady?
So
that
she
was her
answered,
question.
it was
What
about
can
the
I eat healthy?
resources. So she tapped into both of them. What
Okay.
type
Yeah.
to eat,
Nice.
and what are some of the resources that folks can check out after the show? So
Yeah.
thanks, LA, for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I would tell you, producer lady, really quickly. One of my favorite things is I always have in my fridge is the tortillas, and I always have shrimp, and I always have crab cakes. I always have things like that. So I love to just put stuff in the tortilla: grilled onions, mushrooms, peppers, grilled shrimp. I could eat that every day. Yellow rice, brown rice, black beans. I have those things in my house all the time, and I could just eat that every day. Now, I'm not a big fan of vegan cheese that's made from these nuts. They got cheese made from cashews. And I haven't found the cheese that I like. I had a cheese that was made vegan, and it was very salty. And so I'd rather just not have the cheese, because a lot of people, when they get in this space, they try to like make up for their old life. I'm not trying to do that. If it's not good, I don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm gonna be down with the vegan cheese movement until I find one that's really, really bomb. Any of these damn shamers, it's a damn shame it ain't no cheese out there that I could get. Anybody?
But that's the key. You gotta find things that work for your taste buds, what you like, and it can get quite expensive sometimes. But the long-term investment with us living better, living longer. I think about our ancestors, and they had to worry about pesticides and their hair falling out, and you know the bones hurt. They didn't have to worry about those. I mean, our ancestors.
Fact.
And so, you know, let's get back to eating off of the land and trying to be more healthy and more aware.
Yeah,
you know, listen.
Yeah.
So
go to the farmer's market.
Yes. I love going to the farmer's market.
I do too, but I used to only go there and buy the apples. But now I go and I talk to the farmers. Like, talk to the farmers. They got all the information. And let me just say this last thing. Please eat what's in season if you can, because that's really where it's at. Like in the fall, what is available to us? Apples, pumpkin, squash, right? If you want blueberries right now, you'll get them, but they will cost you an arm and a freaking leg, because they got to get on a plane and a truck and all that stuff to bring them to you, right? Especially here on the East Coast. But if you eat in season, it'll cost less money, right? Blueberries and strawberries are great for June. Stop trying to eat them in January, because that's where it costs money. And so there's lists everywhere. If you look up what's in season right now, and you'll see like 80, 90 different vegetables and fruit, you know, that you could buy right now that's in season, and it will cost less money. Absolutely.
Nice. Another question that I have, I know for me, especially with this whole sodium thing, is trying to find alternative seasons and herbs and things that will help to keep my food tasty. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm about to grow a basil, rosemary, thyme plant on my shelf over there. All I use, absolutely, you don't need none of that. If you got some olive oil, you got a lemon, you got a lime, you got an orange, you got some basil, some rosemary, some thyme, some garlic. I'm a big garlic fan.
I am too.
Man, if you got all 10 of those, you don't need nobody's sodium. There's so much flavor combinations. If you're in the mood for, you know, that's something I started working on with the sauces too. Like, I make this tofu that's honey garlic, and it's like honey with cilantro and garlic drizzled all over. I'm like, wow, like who knew? So that's another thing we can definitely talk more about as I continue to get ready to make this Black Girls Eat cookbook. The sauces and the salad dressings, right? Everybody's like, what I'm gonna put on my salad? People say they ate a healthy salad, but it got 5 pounds of ranch dressing on it, right? But I just made a salad dressing with some apple cider vinegar. Again, it was apple cider vinegar, honey, garlic, whatever, basil, and it was the bomb. So education is important, us teaching each other. And, you know, we have Google. Back in the day, people didn't have Google. You can Google anything. You could say, I need a salad dressing that's low sodium. I need a salad dressing that's no dairy. I need a salad. I'm telling you, it's tons of resources. We just have to be willing to be creative and to like step out on a limb. But you don't need no sodium if you got those seasonings.
Absolutely. So look, we know that some of the food that we eat has, you know, this aphrodisiac concept to it, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, we want to eat so that it sparks up our sexual libido, right? So what foods would you recommend that would help your girl Kiki in the bedroom?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I heard you say the coochie code is in the chat, so I know she got something to say about
Come
that.
on,
But I
coochie
will
code.
tell you, Madam Avocado and Mr. Banana, and if you think about avocados and bananas and how they look, actually, they are great for your little libido, for you to get your little swerve on. Avocado banana smoothie might be what you want to have instead of that little sippy sip before you get to your dippy dip. So I'm just saying,
Wow.
avocados and bananas. And for the gentlemen that might be in the chat, you know, Brazilian nuts are really great for testosterone. So you might want to, you know, check into that. Yes, you know, nuts for the nuts. You know, I'm just saying, like you gotta like.
I love it. It's the nuts for the nuts for me. You understand what I'm saying? So look, in all transparency, don't nobody want a limp penis, and don't nobody want no salty semen. Now let's help our men out. Let's help our brothers out. That's in these damn shavers. The men, listen, we don't want no limp dick.
That's right.
And we certainly don't want no salty semen. So what can we get a brothers? Because we're cooking for these men. We're cooking for our kings. We want them healthy, but we don't want, you know, they got to take something to get it up and all. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah, man. I think that, you know, fruits are amazing. I mean, you can feed your guy a whole bunch of pineapple, you know, make it real sexy, you know. When it comes in the body, you know, that's where it's at. Fruits and strawberries and, you know, definitely looking for things with a lot of magnesium in it. And so, like I said, walnuts, Brazilian nuts, definitely avocados and bananas. If you like figs, you know, you might want to eat some fig Newtons. I don't know, but I just had some figs, which I had never held a fig in my life. You know, I went to the store and then I made a fig and pear pizza. You might want to serve up a little fig and pear pizza, you know, and get romantical, you know. So yes, it's amazing.
A whole vibe.
That's a whole vibe. You show up with your little situation. Yes, you know, keep it sexy. And you know what, overall, if we are leaning into plant-based nutrition, we start looking, feeling better. You know how you look when you know, just to get your little swerve on. So it has an impact on everything. You know, you just feel more energetic. You know, you don't have the aches and pains. And then, you know, you cute already. So, girl, please.
Thank you, cuz.
Yes, darling. Yes, you cute already. Yes.
How do you help that emotional eater? You know, to not binge out and all of that. Like, do you keep a certain, like, you know, do you have snacks that are there, like healthy alternative snacks that, you know, if we sitting, we watching Netflix, we watching something, or, you know, we just got that phone call and somebody that stressed us out. Like,
it's true.
That emotional eater.
It's true. You know, first, you know, I'll say I work with, you know, professionals who really work on behavior and your mindset around eating, but we are snackers in this house, right? So there's always popcorn popped. Like, I don't buy the popcorn in the bag, but there's always popcorn, and we do popcorn with olive oil and salt and pepper and garlic and paprika and put all kind of stuff on that popcorn.
Listen, let me tell you something about your girl Kiki. I buy that skinny pie. I said, oh bitch, let me see it. If I eat enough of it, I'll be skinny in a minute.
No, don't buy it. Don't buy
it.
No, don't buy it. First of all, it's mad expensive. That's the other thing. That's another example of something that should not be, right? You can get a whole bag of Colonel popcorn for like $6. Meanwhile, you get a little bag like this of Skinny Pop for $4.49. That just don't make no sense.
Baby, I'm trying to get skinny.
No. They got a skinny drink too. That lady made the skinny vodkas, and we're like, no, skinny Cosmos. But no, we pop popcorn naturally, which is a great snack. But also, I just made these roasted chickpeas, talking about chickpeas again. But like, I put them in garlic and Parmesan cheese and olive oil and roast them in the oven, and then make a big bowl of them, and they sit right on the table. And every time somebody walk by, they popping some chickpeas in their mouth. I think it's important. I also, too, for snacking, like I'll make just carrots, you know, I'll shred carrots, drizzle some olive oil, salt and pepper on them. Keeping that kind of stuff in your fridge is important. You know, keeping that stuff around, like you said, you get emotional, you want to eat, but you're not mad if you snacking on a bunch of fantastic roasted carrots, some sliced, you know, I make sweet potato fries. If that's my, like, oh my God, I need some sweet potato fries. So I think the more you look at recipes, you know, I have my favorite people that I go to all the time, especially on Instagram. The one thing I want to say about Instagram is don't be intimidated by all them damn pictures. You know, everybody got those high level, you know, don't be intimidated by that. Just yesterday, my daughter was like, can we make some devil eggs? I was like, you know what? That is a good old snack. Ain't nothing wrong with if you're not having a problem with dairy. An egg has 70 calories.
Wow.
Sure, she can have a couple of deviled eggs, right? And that was like that was really like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, don't put rules on when you can have it, because we used to only have deviled eggs at Christmas time, you know.
Yeah.
So the fact, you know, it's like, whatever, we haven't deviled eggs. But yes, emotional eaters, but you pointed out already, people know their triggers. That's why we know, we just have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be honest with our friends, you know, when we see, you know, you going off the deep end. And it's like, just support each other. Some days it's rough, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, so everything is crazy, you know. Some days I would get headaches just being afraid of like what's happening, especially around March, April, May, June. I know, and I was eating everything too, and I said, oh Lord, you can't look like the black girl that ate everything. Your company's called Black Girls Eat. They're gonna be like, we're not listening, you know what I'm saying? So it's all good. I say, if I could give any advice, and I'm not really an advice giver, but I'm like, just love yourself, man. Love yourself and give yourself a damn break. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I always say, and privately, you know, when you're alone by yourself, do you really love yourself? Do you really like yourself?
That's
when
right.
you look in the mirror and you see yourself, of course we see things that we want to change, you know. Kiki want to get rid of this, and she need a little eyelid, you know. I'm saying, but if I get like this, baby, you can't tell me nothing, okay? So it's always things that we want to work on. But listen, we got it. It starts with the mind, LA.
It does.
It really does.
We just have to love ourselves.
And we got to tap into you.
Yes.
Between changing our mindset and having you at our, you know, in our back pocket, on speed dial, or in the DMs.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. It has been a pleasure talking with you. But each and every week, we like to spotlight Black-owned businesses, right? And so we have to spotlight Black Girls Eat. Tell us more about your brand and what, you know, you're offering, the services you're offering. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, at Black Girls Eat, my goal is to help our people eat well, live well, and feel well. I just launched a 5-day class called Introduction to Plant-Based Nutrition. And what it is every day you get an email with something for you to watch, something for you to read, and something for you to journal about. It probably take about an hour to do the things that are in the class. I wanted to create something that wasn't overwhelming, but I wanted to create something so that by the end of 5 days, you had a clear understanding of what is organic, what's not organic, what is protein, you know, how do I do a quick 3-day meal prep or a 5-day meal prep. So that's up on the Black Girls Eat website. I try to make the Black Girls Eat website comprehensive. Everything is there. You know, you can certainly buy your Black Girls Eat swag, you know, and check out all the stuff we got going on for Miss Avocado. And you can check out the Black Girls Eat podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you sign up for the email list. That's important to me because that's where I like to send recipes and other little updates. And so if you visit blackgirlseat.com, you will get access to everything I got going on. You can always check me out at The Real Black Girls Eat on Instagram. And you can check me out at The Real Black Girls Eat on Facebook. And join my private conversations group on Facebook, because you know what happens in the group stays in the group. We be talking about food and food issues. But yeah, I just appreciate you. And as a woman of color, and as a businesswoman and an entrepreneur, you know, I just really appreciate you coming, creating our relationship off of Instagram and bring it into the real world, because that's like what I'm all about. And so I love and appreciate you and your whole squad. I thank you so much for having me here, because this was so much fun.
Listen, LA, it has been a pleasure of mine to have you here. I'm sure my damn shamers, they share the same sentiments that, we all can stand to learn what you have. And I know that I will be implementing them because I want to, in all transparency, I have really struggled with, okay, I've been a plus size woman all my life. Plus size girl, I was a cheerleader, all that. I was in dance and tap and ballet. I did everything, but I did that in a plus, and as a fluffy girl, and so I see people doing the extreme things to get, to live a healthier lifestyle, but it starts with Kiki's mind. And, if I'm talking about living this authentic lifestyle, then I need to be fully transparent that, I sit and sometimes I cry like, come on, girl, get yourself together. But you know what? I don't stay there. I don't stay there. And I get up, and I hope that you all get up and do something about it. And I mean, you could be my size, you could be smaller than me, you could be bigger than me. We all need to live a healthy lifestyle. And so having this knowledge at our fingertips, this resource is just so important. Let me tell you all something. Each and every week, we like to spotlight the Damn Shame Award of the week. And for me, this week's Damn Shame Award of the week has to go to that one that is staying stuck and not making shit happen. Like, yo, it would be a damn shame if you don't make something happen. Get out of your head. Get out of your head and be able to execute. Get out of your head and let's start this movement of living better, living a healthier lifestyle, seeing the changes, because they'll manifest. They'll manifest in our mind, our body, and our soul, okay? So that's who gets the Damn Shame Award of the week. The person that wants to stay stuck. We're not doing that. Not in 2021, okay? Not no more of 2020. We're just not going to do it. So let me just say this. Thank you so much, LA. Thank you so much for being on the show. This is the start of a continued relationship, sisterhood, cousin, sister girl, friendship that we will have. I definitely appreciate the Damn Shameless for watching. I hope that you all have learned just as much as I have. Be sure to stop right now and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications, because each and every week we are live here on YouTube talking about some adult, uncensored education, entertainment conversations. Listen, tune in each and every week. I say this every week. If you can't be good, then be great. Otherwise, it's a damn shame. There are no excuses. Okay? There are no excuses. So thank you for tuning in. I'm back, baby. Hey, it's a Damn Shame podcast. Hey, with LA and Kiki. I love y'all for watching. Love you. See you next Friday.